This video is sponsored by World of Warships. Mama Max gained nearly 800,000 subscribers and over 30 million views on his YouTube channel, making a variety of content that ranged from commentary on everyday experiences to
anime
game reviews.
It's called
anime.
And it's art.
But what Max became most known for, what got him on the front page of YouTube, trending on Twitter, made him friends with some of the biggest creators on the internet, and expanded his reach to new heights, was something a little more sinister.
I'm Max.
I'm the friggin' hunter.
Max would go on to build his entire brand on hunting child predators, exposing them for their actions, getting their accounts shut down, reporting them to police, and sometimes even getting them arrested.
Do you mind walking me through the chain of events that led from your video to him being imprisoned?
Yeah, so I dropped the video. The end of the video is a call to action. Usually all my videos are a call to action, like, find him. And we did.
Max would use his audience's skills to track down child predators, find their real names and addresses, and send all of this information to police so that they could pursue justice. At least, that's what he told his audience. In return, Max's audience supported him financially. At its peak, Max grew his Patreon to bring him over $20,000 a month. But as Max's reach grew, things took a more sinister turn. Max began to use clickbait, emotional blackmail, and false moral equivalencies to coerce influential YouTubers to amplify Max's reach.
I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could literally cancel you. And I choose not to.
And in early 2024, Max pushed too hard and tipped his hand, and it became evident that there was one little problem with his operation. Turns out that Max had been lying. A lot. And pretty much all of that good stuff that I just said he did was fake. But before we get into that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, World of Warships. World of Warships is a naval combat themed game that you can play on PC or console, and it's got the best price that you could ask for a game. Free. This game is a ton of fun to play either as a lone wolf or in a division with friends. There are multiple classes to choose from to suit your playstyle, so whether you want to conquer the seas aboard history's most iconic battleships, destroyers, aircraft carriers, submarines, or pretty much any other kind of boat you can think of, they got it for you. And my favorite part is that they are constantly updating this game with fresh content every month. There's new ships, in-game nations, cosmetics, and ship classes. There's always something cool and new in the game to keep it fresh. And when I say fresh, I'm talking about like Godzilla fighting King Kong from the back of a battleship type fresh. Like, this is some cool stuff in this game. You can play World of Warships right now by clicking the link in the description and downloading the game for free. But since Jabroni sent you, you don't have to play like every other peasant paddling their rowboat with their hands. No, use promo code BRAVO while you're signing up and you'll get a huge starter pack with 500 doubloons, 1.5 million credits, 7 days of premium account time, and a free ship after you complete 15 battles. Huge thanks again to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. Now let's get right back to the story.
Have you ever gotten someone arrested?
If I have, then I don't know it.
You went on my podcast to tell me that you've got someone arrested and it was because of your video, just to be clear.
Max's seemingly accidental slip-up in early 2024 revealing a pivotal lie he had told was the turning point that exposed the rotting foundations that Mama Max had built his career on. As people began to take a closer look, it only got worse, much worse. In direct contradiction with his earlier claims, Max's videos had never led to anyone being arrested. In fact, it's not apparent that he ever sent a single shred of evidence to the police. The only thing that's verifiably true about Mama Max's 7 years on YouTube is that he made a ton of money. He claimed that this money went to victims, but nobody seems to have a clear picture of how this actually happened, if at all. What we do know is that Max invited one of his latest victims he claims to be helping to live with him in his home. They also happen to be childhood friends who have known each other their whole lives, and he put her in charge of something very important.
Where's the donations going towards? Not that I doubt it won't be going to a good cause for survivors. It's going to the legal case. Spencer is handling all the money. I am sending it to her.
Definitely no conflict of interest there, right guys? What's worse, Max's latest investigation centers on a man named Camden Gerard Davis. Max put out hours and hours of content and raised thousands of dollars, declaring unequivocally that Camden is a pedophile, a cult leader, and a rapist. He even encouraged his audience to find Camden and his mother's personally identifying information and blast it out on the internet, doxing them. And surely Max was justified in doing this, right?
I am in the server where they are posting evidence. Not all of them have walked me through what the evidence is as to what the context is.
Okay.
So you can't verify the evidence then.
What does that mean? I can't verify it.
You can't verify if what they're posting is legitimate.
It means
You
that there's a
verify
much
it.
larger issue here. Not only do we have no idea what's going on, it seems like you don't know what's going on.
So to recap, Max put out several hours of content calling someone a pedo-rapist cult leader, and his evidence was stories posted in a Discord server that he hadn't even bothered to thoroughly read through before starting this public campaign. So it seems now that Max's investigations, his evidence, his quest for the truth, his role as a savior of victims and bringer of retribution to predators might have all been a sham. This has led to one of the most dramatic and sudden falls from grace on YouTube in recent memory. Max has lost over 40,000 subscribers in about a month and burned probably every bridge that he ever had. Now, this got me thinking, if Max was willing to ruin someone's life over allegations without proper evidence and attempt to stir up the entire internet against this person before even verifying the allegations himself, how many times has he done this before? Is Max's entire 7-year career a series of allegations with little to no evidence, propelled by emotion and ego? Or was there truth to Max's work at some point, and somewhere along the way, maybe he lost the plot and unintentionally spiraled into something completely disconnected from reality? I want to do an investigation of this rotten foundation and see how old the first cracks are. When did he first start lying to his audience, and why? Max Harris was born in North Texas in 1996. After high school, Max joined the Army. He would explain later in a video why it didn't last very long.
I was in the United States Army before I was discharged for attempting to commit suicide.
Max's childhood was dark. A lot of what we know about Max's early life can be patched together from a series of videos he posted from 2016 to 2017 called Life Sucks. Despite the title, the tone of the videos usually started out dark and complaining, but then turned to aspirational and motivational. In a way, Max was kind of saying, life sucks, so what? But some darker tidbits do slip through the cracks.
The house is almost finished with the hail damage. Although my dad is being a real asshole, I might have to fight him one of these days and record it. I think that'd be nice for you. Although I might go to jail, but who cares? He's a dick.
Throughout the series, Max adds comments towards the end of the videos where he talks about his home life. He will often say that he wants to fight his dad or that his dad is mistreating his mom. These are styled as candid talks with the audience where Max gives life updates and constantly tells his audience,
Love you guys so fucking much. I really do. I really do fucking love you guys.
Viewers really liked these videos, and Max received support from YouTubers like Elvis the Alien, who was big in the commentary community at the time. Max added creepy music that adds a lot of uncomfortable tension to the background of these vlog-type segments. I can't tell if Max is trying to play a character here or if he's trying to be genuine and he's just really nervous.
Thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope you guys liked it. I know it's something a lot of y'all needed to hear, and I know it's something that I would have liked to hear as a lonely person. So I really hope it helped out.
Even though these videos are old and Max has changed the descriptions out to say that they don't represent him anymore, it's an interesting look at his personality at the time. Max says he has anxiety, talks about depression, fear of rejection. He talks about how it makes him mad when he posts on Facebook and the Chads and Stacys at school don't like his posts, but he sees them commenting on each other's instead. And look, I get it. I know. Everybody has posted cringe online at some point in their lives, but these videos go over the top. This gives the vibe of somebody whose backpack is going to set off the metal detectors at school one day, if you know what I mean.
And they'd also say, the power of touch says a lot more than words could ever do. Maybe, if I wasn't scared for my life of being accused for rape every time a fiber of my skin comes in contact with someone else, I'd be more than happy to hold hands or brush shoulders or playfully kick a friend. Too bad, anytime I slightly touched someone, I was replied with an ew.
As time went on and Max opened up more with his audience, he told them in increasing detail about his home life. He says his parents always argued and the house was always full of screaming and family members abusing each other. It seemed like this made Max a very angry person, and he channeled his anger into his YouTube channel.
I'm not gonna get a job when the only goddamn openings are at McDonald's, which by the way I fucking applied before and they didn't even hire me. I don't want to waste my life with any bullshit you tell me because I'm trying to make one for myself way better than any of yours, so shut the f up and let me do it.
Max would go on to say that even if his family let him down, he still had his viewers, everyone watching, and they had him. Even if Max's parasocial connection with his audience was started with the best of intentions, he was laying this on thicker than the characters he reviewed.
I also have you guys, who have undoubtedly and vigorously tipped the scales in my favor. You all have seriously made me so very happy. I truly consider this entire channel my family, because even if I didn't have people like my mom or sister, I have all of you, and you have me as well, in case you have no one else. Thank you all for being here for me, and you can be certain that I'll be here for you, making my videos, trying my very best to help you. I promise.
By the spring of 2017, Max was close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. Despite the rapid growth of his channel, Max was still eager to create a close-knit community feel, and his homepage was plastered with phrases like "Welcome home" and "Life sucks, I want to help you." But Max's audience really enjoyed this content, and they weren't the only ones supporting the channel. Max had found a new knack: networking. Max collaborated with much larger YouTubers like Quackity, Corpse Husband, I Hate Everything, Chris Raygon, Leon Lush, the list goes on and on. For his 100K special, Max revealed his face and had tons of YouTubers send him clips roasting him.
Max is overly sensitive, boring, and only is polite because he cares what you think of him.
In contrast to Max's YouTube career rising, his family life seemed worse than ever. In June, Max uploaded a video complaining about his family, saying how much he hated it when he went to family gatherings and everybody told him to get a real job or go to college. I think a lot of young people go through a similar time in their lives when they hate their family and just get mad at their mom for turning the Xbox off right as they're about to get a victory royale. But then I remember, this guy is 21 years old at this time. He's already been in and out of the military. This man has been trained to march in formation and shoot a rifle. He should be out in the desert hunting for Osama bin Laden, not whatever the hell this is.
That makes you want to massacre all of them sometimes. But what are you gonna do? Kill them? Pfft. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I love them. They just make it seem like they don't love me.
The year to come would mark a pretty big time of change for Max. His upload slowed, and he said he had gotten a new job and had less time to make YouTube videos. In March of 2018, he posted a kind of Life Sucks finale. Max said he would pivot his content towards doing reviews, which he says he enjoyed more and didn't care if they got views or not. Along with this, Max reviewed video games. In one of those videos, Max reviews Dead Space.
Let me ask you something. What's better than coming home from school or work on a chilly Friday night, grabbing the blankets to keep yourself warm, hitting the lights to black out the room, and resting your eyes on the screen in front of you as you press play on the game that's going to make you feel real fear and ecstatic badassery all at one time?
These videos are like the missing link between old Mama Max and modern Mama Max. He had started to experiment with voice modulators, taking heavy inspiration from games like Hotline Miami to mold himself into a character for his channel. His editing got more abstract and ethereal. Max was laying the foundation of his YouTube empire. Despite the game reviews being pretty high quality and solid videos, they did not get as many views as Max might have wanted. Certainly not enough to live off of. And if Max felt anything near similar at 23 as he did at 21 about having a normal job, he was probably extremely eager to be able to quit his job and just do YouTube full time. But even though his channel growth had slowed down, Max's ability to network with famous YouTubers had not.
Depression, bullying, abusive parents, loss of a loved one, stressful job. The land of Tamriel was my only escape.
Max was at an impasse. He was 23 years old in the summer of 2019, and he realized that if he was going to achieve his dream of becoming a full-time YouTuber, he was going to have to reinvent himself again. In August, Max uploaded the video that would change the direction of his YouTube channel and his entire life forever.
On the 24th of April 2013, a developer on RPGmaker.net uploaded this children's game to the website.
Kanye Quest 3030.zip was a dramatic change of tone and topic for Max. He uses the deep voice filter throughout the entire video instead of just the beginning like in his gaming videos. The editing is even more abstract and darker than ever before. In the video, he investigates and analyzes the RPG Kanye Quest. Max asserts that there may be a more sinister origin behind the game than it appears.
A childlike RPG Maker game marketed towards young teens was, this whole time, an alleged recruitment method for a cult that many claim holds a belief system, romanticizing death and justifying evil actions.
Max presents evidence in the video that he believes a mysterious group is behind the game, a cult called Ascensionism. Max says that these Ascension Twitter accounts are probably just part of an ARG or alternate reality game. In addition to these Ascensionism Twitter accounts, Max investigates the story of a woman named Anne, who had allegedly been missing for 10 years and has presumably been kidnapped by the cult.
After some deliberation, however, I'm going to conclude that this is probably an unrelated ARG storyline occurring, inspired by the real one. As you can see later, Anne just says, "It's been a while. Hoping I'm far enough away from now. Maybe one day I'll be able to laugh about this." Anne, I don't know in what world you'd prefer tweeting on the cult account that the other members have access to, instead of going directly to the police. But to each their own, I guess.
Through his research, Max finds another game called Calypso, which was made by Ascensionism Records. Max then reveals an Australian business filing by a Lyons and Orlowski, two names he connected to Ascensionism through their related Twitter accounts.
But what's this? Their Australian business number is no longer active. In fact, cancelled on the 9th of January of 2019. They have vanished completely.
removing every last trace of themselves they could find.
Max ends the video by freestyle roasting his Patreon members.
Sir Atlich, more like Sir Fat Bitch.
Lovely. People loved this video and it went viral, gaining over 2 million views. There's multiple highly liked comments on the video praising Max for risking his life by exposing a dangerous cult. But is that what really happened? I went ahead and double checked Max's evidence that he presents in this video. In the video, Max connects Calypso with this Australian company. The page is still accessible today. The first thing I noticed is that the company was formed after the game was created and copyrighted. So are these people time travelers? The next thing I notice is the company he shows in the video is called Ascend Records, not Ascensionism Records like the screenshot he shows. Is this even the same company? Is this even related at all?
They have vanished completely, removing every last trace of themselves they could find.
Actually, Max, that's a lie. They did not vanish completely. There's tons of images of this website available on Wayback Machine. And at the time Max posted this video, there were already lots of archives available on the website. But Jabroni, what if Mama Max didn't know about Wayback Machine and didn't know how to check it when he made this video? In the same video, Max can be seen using Wayback Machine to investigate someone he claims might be making one of these games. So either he's too lazy to check his very strong, very definite claims, or he lied to make the video more interesting. Here's what the page looks like that he said was gone forever for anyone curious. In 2022, the game Kanye Quest was confirmed to be an ARG created by a student named Clara for a high school project. The game was never actually connected to a cult. So thank you for risking your life for us, Max. I'm sure you were in a lot of danger reading Pastebin posts and role-playing with random accounts on Twitter. But embellishing a story a little bit to make it more interesting is probably forgivable as a one-time thing to most Mama Max fans at the time. Even though his research is a little shoddy and he seems to misrepresent things at times, surely he wouldn't double down on this, right?
I believe I have found a game that is linked to Skasatare, made by a Japanese doomsday cult, disguised as a new Buddhist movement, responsible for the incessant murder of innocent people. Today, I will investigate this miserable group of lunatics.
This video, posted in December, is called Kamakuichi Village Story. Max alleges that this game was created by the real Japanese cult Aum Shinrikyo. There's no way I'm saying any of these names right, I'm sorry guys. Saying some people believe the cult uses this video game for recruitment and even planning their attacks within the game.
I am disgusted by what I'm seeing, and unfortunately, in telling you all of this, I may have just made myself a target to this cult, as they are still very much alive today, now going by the name of Aleph. But guess what? They can suck Mama's fat, throbbing because I'm not going to live a life of being afraid of standing up to evil people. Plus, I got all of you watching my back, don't I? Speaking of, by the way, you can watch my back real good by supporting me on Patreon. Link in description. Most days I come home from a 12-hour shift and fall straight to sleep knowing I got to get back up at 4 a.m. the next day, and the next day, and the next day. But if y'all gave me enough, I could quit that job and make these videos for you full time.
I find it hilarious that in the middle of this video about an actual cult that actually killed people who might have actual loved ones watching this video, Max takes a full minute to go through an entire narcissist checklist. I am in danger, but I am badass and cool, and I'm not afraid of the big evil cult who might come kill me now, because I have you, viewer, who I'm totally not emotionally manipulating. By the way, give me money. I work a really hard job and it makes me want to go to sleep and stuff. So give me money so I can make videos for you. It's not for me, it's for you. I'm Mama Max. I love you. Welcome home. Finally, around 19 minutes into the video, Max reveals that this game he's talking about was actually not made by a cult. It was just made as a troll by 2 developers who did it to make fun of the cult. In fact, Vice put out an article chronicling the true development history of this game. In the article, Vice reached out to Sarah Hightower, an independent researcher and Aum Shinrikyo expert. She said that the game was not an effort to bolster its numbers, but an elaborate troll meant to mock them. In effect, a shitpost. The article goes on to name the creators of the game, the same people that Max named in his video. But Jabroni, what if this article came out after Max's video? It's probably just another mainstream media publication trying to capitalize on a viral YouTube video success. Vice probably saw the story and then... Oh. The Vice article came out in November 12th, 2019, and Max's video was published on December 6th, just a few weeks later. So Max, if you knew this game was a parody the whole time, why did you say 9 minutes ago in this video that you might be targeted by the cult now, so therefore I should give you money? Instead of acknowledging that the entire premise of this video is bunk now and ending it right there, Max goes back to yapping about how terrible this cult is, as if it's connected in any meaningful way to the creation of the game.
But I think it's safe to say that I am no longer safe from the likes of Aleph. But as I said, I'm not going to live a life being afraid of standing up to evil people. And the best way you can help me, non-jokingly, truly, seriously, is supporting me on Patreon.
He did a second e-begging session in this video? How much money does this guy need? Maybe he'll buy another giant monitor so he can edit his voice to be even deeper next time.
It is the very thing that funds these films. And to those of you that already have, my heart melts for you, dude. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, I guess. I already emptied out my bank account to try and save your life around the 10-minute mark of this video when you implied that a cult was going to kill you for this video. Guess it's too late to get that money back now. Viewers once again loved this video, as it garnered over 1 million views and Max's subscriber count had tripled since the Life Sucks days. He now had over 300,000 subscribers, with commenters saying stuff like, "This dude literally made himself a target for a death cult and doesn't care. Oh my god, I think we found the true MVP, a genuine legend." The next month, Max posted a follow-up video called rolypoly.exe.
Last month, someone sent me a game that she says killed her child. A mother of a 5-year-old boy downloaded a toddler's edutainment game in the hopes that it would keep him busy while she was cooking dinner. He died the next day from an intracerebral brain hemorrhage. Today, I'm going to apparently risk my life for you and play this game.
You know, I think I might have a brain hemorrhage too after watching all this Mama Max content.
Really though, no one has ever sponsored me to make a video, except for you guys. I make these for you. I want to keep making them even better, and I want to keep making even more. So join us. I'm so grateful for those of you that already have.
All right, after I've emptied my wallet again for Max, can we talk about what's actually in the video, please? He starts the video off by claiming he received an email from a mother whose child died after playing a video game called Roly Polies from 1997. Max says that while he was investigating this game, a user called Arahasa started harassing him and trying to get Max's docs. Max then claims he tricked this Discord person into clicking a link that revealed their IP. He says he then cross-referenced that with the IP of the mother's IP address and that they are the same and both in Japan. This leads Max to conclude that the alleged mother and the Discord user are the same person, working on behalf of the cult in Japan to stop Max. Max then says he emailed the mother asking her about the Discord call, and this was the reply he got.
And she responded back in Japanese saying this, which means...
Wow, this guy is doing some seriously dangerous investigative journalism. I'm gonna throw some more money at him. Again, Max? After you tell me you're risking your life for me, ask me for money, and then tell me it's all fake after?
The message you're reading right now is for my protection so I don't get sued.
Oh, thank God, the disclaimer is only so he doesn't get sued. The stuff in the video is real. That's a relief because my kids are starving after I gave all of our savings to Mama Max's Patreon. Good thing there's no problems with the evidence in this video, just like the last one.
Basically, he says he's in this Roly Polies Nanakarobi Yoki, but this is his server that he's set up. He's the admin or mod for this server because you can see he's got the cog icon. Go to your Discord that if you go to a Discord, you see you won't have that if you're not an admin or moderator. But that means that that's your server. You're the admin. You've set that up. And the thing is, what people would argue is like, oh, well, but you know, he's doing that because he's doing it for the sake of the video. And it's like, okay, well, where's the evidence that he did this thing that he's claiming that he did?
What? So it turns out when Max was asked about this later on by Nicholas Diorio, he had a very interesting explanation.
How much of what you do is kayfabe and how much of it is legitimately, like, live? This is the investigation, here it is.
So, the investigations themselves are real, but obviously the films have fictional elements.
So you don't think that people are going to think your videos are real?
So that's the thing. So I want everyone, when you watch my video, to assume everything is fake, except like when I show a people's face and what they're doing.
So we're meant to believe this is all fake? The disclaimer wasn't just so you wouldn't get sued?
The message you're reading right now is for my protection so I don't get sued.
I want everyone, when you watch my video, to assume everything is fake.
Which version of your story am I supposed to believe? The crazy part is, a lot of people fully believed Max's story at the time about the cult trying to find him and threatening to kill him. Comments like this got thousands of likes on YouTube at the time saying, this man has risked his life multiple times so he could expose some dangerous sites and games and crap. Props to you for being this brave, man. And this guy literally got a death threat, possibly from a cult, and responded with the video equivalent of K. A Reddit thread discussing this video was posted soon after it came out, and users seemed pretty split. Some people point out that of course the emails from the mom were fake, it was just the cult sending them. That's why they seem so blatantly wrong. Other people in the thread just weren't buying it at all. In my opinion, Max seems to have been developing his ability to layer lies on top of lies, which ended up misdirecting his audience in the long term and getting them to believe wild claims that they might otherwise have been skeptical of.
The message you're reading right now is for my protection so I don't get sued.
Who's gonna sue you, Max? The people who donated to your Patreon after you told them repeatedly that your life was in danger because of these videos? Because if anybody has a case, I think it's them. Actually, there are two more groups of people who might have more of a field day with Max in court than the people who gave him money under these false pretenses. Immediately after the Roly Polies video was posted, Max would pivot his channel yet again. Instead of creepy video games and cults, Max would investigate incidences of online child predators. He would rally his loyal Patreon subscribers from a parasocial group of hentai degenerates to a personal army that Max would use to do research for him, dox people, and pay him at least $20,000 a month at its peak. Over the next few years, Max would have multiple women he was involved with romantically come out with allegations about him. He would start a massive campaign that shook YouTube itself to its core, and ultimately, he would make a series of missteps during his investigation of an alleged cult that would lead to the beginning of the end for Max's career. We'll talk about that part of the story in part 2 of this series. Until then, if you want to watch some great coverage about more recent events concerning Mama Max, check out Nicholas DeOrio's video, which I've linked in the description below, and then I referenced a couple times throughout this video. If you liked this video and want to see more from me, you'll probably enjoy my video that I made about Jack Doherty, YouTube's latest multi-millionaire menace, which you can watch right here. And thanks again to World of Warships for sponsoring the video. Make sure you use the link in the description if you want to try it out, and use the promo code so you're not missing out on all the free stuff you can get in the game. As always, thanks for watching. Stay weird, internet. See you next time. Peace.